back to the Chow Time Pod. It's your host, Red. I got a video today from Sushi Zed, the coffee pod. Ungrateful housewives and why most men see divorce as pending as it always is, right? Please like and subscribe down below. I'd really appreciate that. Let's get to that chow. It's chow time.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Sushi Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Stay-at-home mom complains about her husband publicly online.
This is it's so sad that women have to go on TikTok and all these social medias to complain about their husbands. Like, they haven't learned after the first, or quite a few of these ladies complain about their husbands and got their own husbands fired because of the stupid shit they said. Like, it's so stupid.
We know how these things goes, but she also says that she's coming for all men. So brace yourselves. Do better, she says. No more wasting time. Let's get it.
Okay, I'm kind of about to call out all men, sort of. So if that's going to trigger you or bother you, move along. Stick around if you're bothered. I don't really care. Just letting you know. So mothers...
All men. Not even a caveat of most men. Literally, just straight up all men. Got it. Go on.
Day is coming up on Sunday, and I'm a mom of 1-year-old twin girls. My older sister is a mom. My mother is the mother of us two and our 2 other siblings. And I was FaceTiming my mom and sisters last night, and we are planning Mother's Day dinner. So we're deciding what we're going to eat, what time it's going to be. I'm bringing a food assignment. My sister's bringing a food assignment. My mom's preparing the main meal. Why is it this way? Why can men not be better than this? And yes, I love my husband. He's a great guy. He's really trying. I actually think he's trying. And we're progressive. We're working on this. But yet...
Oh, progressive.
I agree what he said. Progressive.
Sounds like a modern marriage to me. Doomed to fail. But listen, I don't want to wish that on you or your husband. But what do you guys think, right? Progressive, probably a partnership, man. Probably a situation where there's unrealistic expectations set on the man. But let's keep listening.
That's almost every relationship.
Still, this is how it is. And my husband's on a work trip right now. My mom's husband, my stepdad, tore his ACL, whatever. There's maybe reasons.
You just literally gave reasons. Maybe reasons? You gave reasons. Your husband's on a work trip. And then your dad is injured. So it's a little hard for them to want to plan things out for you on your Mother's Day. Yet you're going to complain that you sit in your nice, comfortable house with your kids, not having to do anything other than take care of your kids. And then he's failing now.
But if I was on a work trip or my mom tore her ACL, we would still probably be planning it, especially if it was Father's Day. And
I'm going to call bullshit on that one. What do we even get on Father's Day? A fucking tie? Majority of the time, there's not even dinner. There's a reason why Father's Day is the least money spent on that day out of any holiday. And Mother's Day is the #1 day that people go into debt. There's a big difference still between the two sexes of fathers and mothers. Yet you say you plan out things and, he doesn't. Why did you marry him then? If you never planned out anything this whole time. Or is it now because he's so busy making those hundreds of thousands of dollars that you were wanting and he can't put the time and effort in to take care of the small little stupid shit?
I just feel so frustrated right now because I feel not only do women bear so much more of the emotional labor, women also have to bear the emotional labor on behalf of other women when their men in their lives don't show up for them, right? So I know if my stepdad doesn't do something for my mom for Mother's Day, I have to step in and do something even more because he's not taking care of her. And my mom knows if my husband's going to drop the ball on Mother's Day, then she wants to take care of me because we want to take care of each other and we want each other to be happy.
Oh,
come on. The tears going to come out now? God damn it.
Come on, get it together. Get it together. I mean, guys, you would think if there was any gender that was complaining about lack of effort on their day, it would be men. Right? But you're not allowed to complain as a man, right? You're supposed to take that shit to the chin. Father's Day is overlooked. I personally try. I've gotten better. The older you get, you start to realize that. And you're like, let me put a little bit more effort.
Even now, I've done more for Mother's Day, even my mother has passed, than I have done for Father's Day, even though my father is still alive. Like, I still think my mother has done a lot more hard work than he is, but I also like don't want to take away from my father. Like, the only reason I did so much this year is because this was the first year experiencing it without her. So women, I feel like, almost always get like seen in that light. Why? Because I this is how I view my own mother. So it's weird that they're complaining about this when sometimes it's just so hard for a man to take care of the bills, be on a work trip, and then plan everything out for you. Like, you want him to take care of everything? Like, what are you doing at home other than taking care of the kids? I'm not saying it's not a hard job, and I'm not saying it doesn't take up a good amount of time, but it's not a 24-hour job, and it's not so strenuous as making sure the house is taken care of and the kids are taken care of and you're taken care of. I feel like that's a lot more stress, because if he fucks up in any way at work, you guys are all fucked. But if he just fucked up and forgot a day or didn't plan something, what actually fucked up? Nothing other than your feelings.
But you don't grow up getting taught to do better for fathers.
No.
But instead, you have this woman who seems like she's well taken care of, complaining about her husband while he's off on a work trip, working hard.
And it's so frustrating to me, like,
These fake tears piss me off.
I know that men, I'm not saying they're bad or like not trying, but like, it just upsets me that it's this way. And I just like don't know.
No, this is just fake
I'm
shit.
sorry, I'm crying.
These fake tears like piss me off, because this is just for clout. There's no reason for her to actually be crying about this. It's, like, we always talk about it. The reason women cry on camera and cry in public is literally for sympathy and to win people over. It's fucking stupid.
The worst crying voice, and also if you're gonna be like, why do people film themselves crying? Like, go away. I know,
Yeah, you actually
I know it can be better
called me
than
out
that.
on that, huh?
Did you just flip us off?
Yeah,
I
she
don't know,
did.
man. You getting on her bad side over here at the Coffee Pod.
I called her out on the crying on camera. She called me out on it and flipped me off pretty much. Like,
Lady.
It's just, I don't think like
no, the
I
tears
can
just disappear all of a sudden.
emphasize enough how much of this emotional labor women carry, and trying to like work to like get my husband to understand this and the other men in my life, like that's labor in and of itself. And sure, we could just ask him to do it, but that's also
Sure, we can just ask them to do it, but that would be too obvious and straightforward and wouldn't cause less issues. So I can't go that route. I'm just gonna have to like pretend to like hint at him and do all these things behind the scenes and be mad at him because he didn't do the thing that I expected him to do in my mind. Got it.
labor. Like, ugh.
No, it's not, ma'am. It's not labor. Labor is what your man is doing right now while you're in that nice, cozy house. I hear the echo, right? What's the square footage on that house? Well
It's a big
taken
house.
care of. You're in that house complaining about lack of, what are you even talking about? Lack of effort for Mother's Day. Labor is what he's doing, right? And of course, I don't even have to talk about what we've seen in the past when women try to shame their men online. There's that one situation with that woman who complained that she thought her man cheated while he was out in Vegas and ended up getting the guy fired from his job. The problem was she was a stay-at-home mom too, with too much time on her hands on TikTok, and he was their only source of income. Let's check out a few of these comments and see what the people are talking about. Maybe they kind of called this chick out. First comment here says, "Nah, this is valid." Okay, so we have a woman here who agrees. "Thank you for being the vulnerable one who will say it." With the
Jeez, the sisterhood is so strong when it comes to these types of things. It's ridiculous.
applause emoji. And another comment here in response to that chick. Oh, this is the actual chick. She responded back and says, "Thank you for this." Another woman chimed in here and said, "For my birthday, I finally snapped when my husband asked what I wanted for my B-day. I want not to have to plan my own birthday," she says.
The man asked you what you wanted for your birthday. All you have to do is tell him what you want, and he's probably going to plan it. Like, him asking you isn't asking you to plan it. Like, he just wants to make sure he's doing the things that you want out of your birthday. Like, this lady looks like she's in her 60s, and she's posting this comment. Like, what the fuck?
Now, let's be real here. As a man, you should take charge of these things.
Agreed.
You should take charge of planning things out. But in this situation, it's a bit ridiculous, you know, because the man is at work. It sounds like he works a lot. And if we're going to be really honest here, there needs to be less videos made about men not doing better on Mother's Day and more videos made about how men need to be appreciated more in the home for what they do. Another comment here says, I'm so sad for you and all us women. Oh, what terrible lives you.
Dude, is every single comment a positive comment to her? I can't believe no one's calling out on this. That's crazy.
All are living. With the sad emojis, my whole life, all the women in my family have to bake their own birthday cake. Oh, how sad.
That's some horse shit.
It breaks my heart, she says. Come on, this can't be true.
Cap.
All of you baked your own cake? I don't know, man. Another comment here says, people need to start raising their boys to understand this. I carried 100% of the emotional burdens in my last relationship only to be accused of being overly sensitive and easily stressed.
Sounds about right.
When your man can't even make a grocery list by himself and feed himself a meal, it's okay. I guess that went on and on. Yeah, you know, as a man, you should learn to cook some basic meals for yourself. But listen, lady, you married him, right? Another comment here says, I stopped reminding my husband to say Happy Mother's Day to his stepmom. In parentheses, no contact with his bio mom. I just call her myself, and if he forgets, oh well.
No, that's fucking bullshit. I would never call my dad's wife any title of mom, ever. She doesn't deserve that title. So, like, if a significant other was trying to force me on me, I would be quite upset. Like, you don't know what's my history between these people. Like, I have respect for people. I have respect for her, but doesn't mean I'm going to call some random woman my mother. Like, fuck that.
They're better off at, you know, details of dates and remembering things like that.
I do agree women are better at those things.
I'm horrible at that.
Same.
Right, I try. But I just have a horrible memory too. I don't know. What about you guys? You guys kind of struggle with the same thing? So listen, guys, there's actually a part 2 to this video.
I'm going to do the part 2 right now. Here's part 2. I just put it right in.
We would still probably be planning it, especially if it was Father's Day. And I just feel
I want to look at this from the husband's perspective for a minute, because that's who she's complaining about in her video and his supposed lack of effort to celebrate her on Mother's Day. Per the location tag in her video, she lives in Lehi, Utah, which is a fairly affluent neighborhood south of Salt Lake City. Now imagine, as a husband, you work very hard, you work long hours, you go on work trips like she indicated her husband does in her video, and you make other sacrifices in order to provide her the luxury of being a stay-at-home wife and mother. Now imagine, after many years of...
And I don't think very many women realize that it's a luxury. Not very many men can provide a stay-at-home life for their spouse. Just not very many men make that kind of money.
Of working hard to provide your family with that kind of life, that you learned that your wife has posted a video prior to Mother's Day preemptively complaining about you and your...
Dude, he said it right. Preemptively complaining about you, right? She doesn't even know if he did plan anything out yet or not, or done anything yet. She just assumed that he didn't because he's on his work trip. I just realized that too right now. She didn't even make the video after Mother's Day and say, oh, nothing happened. But no, she's preemptively shaming the man before it even happens.
Your anticipated lack of effort to celebrate her on that day, and the video is seen by almost 1 million people. What's the takeaway for you as a husband? Are you to understand that because you didn't plan the type of celebration she felt entitled to, that negates all of the effort you put in up until now to provide her with the comfortable life that she lives? Or are you to understand that she's an ungrateful, unappreciative woman who will never be satisfied no matter how much effort you put in, and that there are a lot of other women who would love to take her place and are probably more deserving of your time and energy? Now, I'm not an advocate for divorce, especially if there are kids involved, but if statistics tell us anything, she will be the one to divorce him.
100%, probably in the next year or so, actually, in my opinion, maybe 2 years at most. She's already posting these kind of content and, you know, saying all these types of things. There's not much a man can do at this point. Like, even if he was to try, she'd just say, oh, it's because you saw my TikTok or whatever it is. This is why you're trying. Like, men just can't win.
Right.
So behavior like this needs to be put in check, and women like this need to be held accountable for such behavior. Because if you're the type of woman who will publicly shame your husband for only doing 99 things out of 100, then you're the problem.
Right. I agree with that. Out of all the things you as a man will do right in a lot of these marriages where a woman does not understand the reality of the situation, they will destroy the whole marriage just based on a few minute details of the marriage. They want a perfect situation, but a perfect situation does not exist, right? Which is the problem with marrying a modern woman. Be careful out here for you men who are dating and two men who still value marriage. Check out a few of these comments, see what the people have to say. First comment here says, poor guy is going to get wrecked in divorce.
He is.
I'd cut the money off and make her get a job, this commenter says. Here's another comment from another person who says, why is it so hard to not make enemies for your spouse on the internet? Also, some people are just allergic to communication, I guess. I can only imagine the amount of marriages and relationships that have been ruined by social media, by this exact same thing, like going online and talking about your husband, your friends. Because if you go on TikTok, for example, it will show your content to people in your contact list. It's a powerful algorithm. People have used it to find people who like they met one time and they know how they look like or their first and last name. And, you know, the algorithm will do its thing. And all I'm basically saying is there are people, professional friends, workmates, business partners, people he does not want to see, people who he does not want to know about his private life who will watch that video. And these type of videos create more harm than good. And now here you are on the Coffee Pod.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Drink the coffee. Here's another comment that says entitlement. The sad part is the man is going to lose whether he stays after that or leaves.
Yep.
Hopefully he has a good prenup signed or took some precautions to protect himself here. Another comment here says facts, ungrateful is an understatement. Another comment here says we can't win, we cannot win. Another comment here says, I agree, she should talk to her husband, but sometimes we just need to feel seen when our husbands aren't listening to our needs, but we are fulfilling theirs. Yeah, go see seen in a private location somewhere and not on the fastest growing social media platform in the entire universe. Another comment here says, LOL, have you ever stayed at home taking care of 1-year-old twins? This woman is challenging this man's perspective. She goes on to say, I would rather go on work trip. It is so much less work. Now, I'm not going to downplay the type of effort that goes into raising children. It is hard work from what I've seen, but so is being able to bring enough income into the household that you're able to support a whole family.
Yeah, it's funny that women just think, oh, because my husband's able to make that much, you know, if I was able to make that much, I'd be able to just do it too. Like, no. Because you don't earn that much. Like for you to be able to stay at home, this man had to work hard in his career to produce that kind of income. You can't just go into the workforce and produce that kind of income like that. It just doesn't work that way. And women seem to really think that they can just match their husband's income like at a fucking moment's notice or something. No. Especially if your husband is sending you to stay home and be a housewife, that means that man is working hard. Or he's fucking worked his hard in his younger years to get to where he is now. People don't just make this kind of income off the bat.
Women try to act like that's nothing. If it's nothing, then you do it. Being a high earning man, being a man period who's taking up the majority of the bills, even if it's not all the bills, is a challenge, let alone this type of situation where the guy's, being able to take care of a stay-at-home mom. It's a challenge. It's not a cakewalk. You have to work. You have to work very hard, long hours, long nights. And you don't get to go online and on TikTok to complain about your situation. That being said, that's why men, you need other men in your circle who you can talk to, who you can vent to. You need maybe consider like a therapist or something like that. But men go through a lot of this stuff and you are looked at as weak for crying about it, right? You don't get to make a video like this chick did crying about how
I better not see any of you guys make fucking videos like this. Piss me off.
People need to do better on Father's Day.
And it's so frustrating to me. Like, I know that men, I'm not saying they're bad or like not trying, but like, it just
I can't watch these fake tears.
You don't get to do that. You just get to suck it up as a man. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't seek healthy outlets and connections. I always encourage men to make sure you have relationships outside of social media, or even your own woman, your friends, those old friends, rekindle those friendships, etc. Right? It's important to have those outlets as a man. But what do you guys think here? What do we have? Ungrateful wife here, or does she have a valid point?
That was some rough chow. Like, from what I could tell, it's ungrateful and entitlement. But if the husband never did anything on holidays or never took care of anything on those things, I can maybe see it. But then you married the man. You married the man knowing that he didn't do those things, right? Because you're at least married for a few years. You have 1-year-olds, so you had a date before then too. So you've probably been with the man at least 3-4 years. So you didn't know that he was a workaholic that needed to do these types of things? No, I'm pretty sure you knew, and you suck it up because he made so much money. But now you're complaining about it because now you're married to him and you can literally take half his shit. That's what I see. So I'll catch you guys next time. It's chow time.